Hi, I'm Sherry. I'm going to go over some of the creative uses of iApps with students that you might be interested in, for them to be creative, not just surface players, not just game players, but actually construct things mobily with a smartphone and tablet. So we're going to go over 3 visual apps and then I think 2 or 3 sound apps that might be interesting to you. So some of the gear for this first one, SketchXpress, I really prefer having a large tablet, and some of the phones now are getting so large that you have plenty of surface area to work with. And so SketchXpress is, I find a fairly, powerful tool within the iApp universe, but incredibly intuitive too. Like it takes almost no time to get a young student up and running on SketchXpress. So in this instance, and this is hard to see the screen, that's why I'm sending you out documentation. This is just a composited piece. So with SketchXpress, it's very much like Photoshop. You're compositing, like in this case, I have digital drawing going on, I digitally painted on the surface. I have about, let's see, I'll tell you exactly, the layers menu comes from the arrow button up here at the top. And again, this is written down for you. And I have 3 or 4 layers here to make this piece. I had more than that, and then I merged a few. And so I had a background digital photo. I overlaid an actual physical drawing that I took a photo of. I pulled that in. I manipulated the opacity on the layer, which is very easy to do. These layers, it's a simple box, but it's powerful and akin to Photoshop. You can change the opacity on the layer. You can grab those bars and restack it. I just made it disappear. You can delete it, turn the eyeball on and off, and it is a fairly simple compositing tool. Right inside the program, of course, you have your brushes. So it's a great digital paint box as well. You can mix your colors. You can select from a variety of tools that are fairly precise. I'm using a stylus, which is important. I mean, kids tend to just use their fingers, but a stylus is going to give you a lot more point control. And of course, there's the rubber tip end, and then I put on the opposite end, I cut, an angled, it's anti-static foam, and then that gives me an even nicer line. It gives me a little more point control, because that part can be crude if you're trying to actually draw and paint right within the program. And so I go over more of the tools in the documentation, but the plus sign there, it's going to allow you to save. You go back to the upper left hand and you can get into your menu and your gallery of objects that you've worked on. You click on the edit button, then you're back into the editing environment. And right within the layers, there's a little flower wheel at the bottom in the center with a plus sign. And you can go straight to your photo library to look and pull in digital photos. And then you can click on your camera. And again, your camera, just like in all of the apps we're going to talk about today that are visual, has the camera right inside the environment. And then, I put my eyeball in here and I had shot it on the fly so that I swiveled the camera and then I took a sample of my face and, then I edited out the rest of the face and just had the eyeball in there. And you don't exactly have masking capabilities, but you do have, eraser tools and paint box tools right within the environment. You can merge layers and so forth, and then when you're done, and you go ahead and hit the plus sign, and you save, you go back to the home, and then there's another flower wheel at the bottom. There's a push to the cloud option, and this is in the home menu. And then you could start to, and there's a jump to button with the flower wheel. Then you could start to push your SketchXpress final project out to email, out to Facebook, out to the cloud, where you can get it to a printer or share it with friends digitally over the internet. This piece I did at a workshop with a young middle school student that took about 5 to 10 minutes for her to just whip this up from scratch, straight from her head, with a stylus, and just do painting and drawing. So again, it's really intuitive, and I highly recommend using a tablet for SketchXpress, and also utilizing a stylus in order to get stronger results with kids.